If you want to accept payments online, you probably need Stripe. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Stripe account and accept payments. To get started, you'll go to stripe.com or click the link in the description box. It will take you there as well. And you can follow along with the video step by step. So once you're on Stripe, you'll see a page that probably looks something like this, maybe a little different depending on their redesigns. But somewhere on the page, there will be a spot where you can enter an email address and then click Start Now. We will do that. So I'm going to enter my email address and then I'm going to click the Start Now button. We click Start Now and it brings us up to the registration page. On the registration page, we can get started quickly and we can have a little information about Stripe, like they support millions of businesses and they have multiple business models, so you can accept payments for e-commerce, you can do subscriptions, you can do a lot of different things with Stripe. So over on the right hand side, we have the very basic information that we have to get started. So we already entered our email. Now we have to enter our full name, so we'll do that. And then we have to enter our country and create a password. Once we've entered our email, our full name, and our password, we are ready to click the blue Create Account button. So I will do that now, and it will take us to the next step of the Stripe sign up process. The next step is actually to verify your email. So you can open up Gmail if you used a Gmail account, or you can go straight to your email and find the link. So I've hopped over to my email and I see the email from Stripe that they just sent, and I'm going to click the verify email button, and that will take me back to Stripe so that I can continue the registration process. You will have to verify your email to continue on the process, so make sure that you have access to easily, quickly sign into your email and click that link. At this point, you pretty much already have a Stripe account created, but to actually accept payments, you have to enter your business information. So we'll do that now by clicking Add Business Information, which will take us to the next page where we can enter information. So as you can see here, you have to enter all of this information to activate payments. So we will have to select where the business is located and the type of business. If you have not already created some sort of LLC or whatever works in your country for business organizations, you can select individual. Otherwise, you would select company and then the structure type. So it really just depends. If you're an individual who's a person that's just getting started, it might be that, but more than likely, if you're already accepting payments, you are going to be a sole proprietorship, which is the option that I would select if you don't have an LLC, or you can always also select other, I'm not sure. They do verify this information. So if you have an LLC or you do have an EIN of some type, they are going to look up these pieces of information to make sure that you're entering the information correctly. So just make sure that you have that selected correctly. Next, you will click the continue button and move on to the next step. On this section, you are going to enter your business information. So you will have to enter your legal business name here. Then you'll enter your employer identification number. If you don't have that, it is your social security number for tax purposes. So you would enter that instead of an EIN. If you have an EIN, definitely enter that there. Then the business name, if you are operating as a different name than your actual name, so you can enter that there. That's optional, of course, if you're not doing that. Then you would enter your business address, the street address, city, state, zip code. So you enter all of this. It can be your home address if you don't have a business address. So if you're just getting started and you're operating just on the side out of your home, of course, this is what you would use. Or if you're just a content creator and you work out of your home anyway, you would enter your home address. Then industry is basically how they determine risk when they are giving you the features included in Stripe and some of the options there. So you definitely have to select what industry you're in. Some are a little more risky than others, so they do have some limits on that. So I'm going to go down and select digital products, and you can select whatever you are selling. So if you are selling digital products or if you're a content creator, so they do have all of these options, and you can also search. So you can find different types of content. So I'm a content creator, so I would select blogs and written content or other digital goods. So try to be specific here, but if it doesn't make sense, you have to search for the correct thing and try to match up as closely as you can. Next, you are going to put your business website. So this is when you would put in either your website that you created, or let's say you have a stand store, or you have something like your YouTube channel, you could put that in there if you don't have something else. And then at the very bottom, you're going to add a product description. So this will basically just describe what your product is, and that is what they need to get you set up. So on the product description, you want to just give a quick summary, 1 to 2 sentences describing what kind of business you are and what you are selling, so that Stripe understands understands what kind of payments will be coming in so they can match the expected amounts coming in to the type of business that you have. So that is what you want to do there. And then when you're ready to continue, you click the blue continue button at the bottom. Next, you will have to verify your personal details. So this might be the same as what you entered for your business details if you're just working as yourself for right now. But if you are an LLC or anything else, it may be different. So you're going to want to enter your legal name as it is on your government record. So your first name and your legal last name, then your email address that you're using to sign up, then your date of birth, your home address where you actually live, not where you operate your business. If it's the same as your business details, that's fine. That makes sense. But you are going to enter your home address, then your phone number, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. So if you don't have that, you would provide a government issued ID number instead, but you do have to provide a legal identifier for yourself, not just your business. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, so I have entered all of my information here and I am ready to move on to the next step. So I am going to click the blue continue button at the bottom and then move on to the next step, which will be the public details of the business. So this is what the customers will see. It's none of this information that you only want Stripe to see. It's what will actually be out there for anyone to find when they're purchasing from your business and giving you money. This next page is all about the public details, and this is what customers will see. It's what is going to show up in the payment statements, the invoices, receipts, basically anything that customers are going to get from you. So here you are going to select the statement descriptor, and that basically will either be from your website or something about your business name. So on my example here, when I'm signing up, it's just used my URL from my business website. So it says createwithpennies.com, and that is what is going to show up when I charge customers. It's going to be on the credit card statements, so they know it's something they purchased from me. If you want, you can click the drop down and it will give you some options that are similar to your business name or some just different options so that you can select one that makes the most sense for you as your statement descriptor. Then you have the option to do a shortened descriptor of that. So this will just be a shortened version of it. So you want it to be something that makes sense. So for my example, you can see it's create with instead of create with pennies. If I wanted pennies on there, I would just select something like CW pennies, and then it would show up like this on certain transaction statements. So I want something that's going to make sense to the customer so they don't think, oh, what is this? I didn't buy that. I don't know who this is. And they go ahead and charge back that purchase. You don't want that. You want them to know it's from you. So make sure you select something that makes sense. That is optional. So you could also decide not to do that, but it does make sense to have. Then the next thing to enter is your customer support number. So that is the number that you're going to have customers see when they purchase from you. You can decide to not show that. So if you select this little toggle, it does hide the customer support number on your invoices. It will still be shown if through customer bank and credit card statements. So you do have to have a number there. You can't skip that part. So I will enter a number and then you can decide whether that shows or not. That's up to you. Then you have to have a customer support address. If you have a business address, definitely put that. If you don't, you can use a PO box or you can use your home address, but just be aware that customers can see this. So you probably want to go ahead and get some sort of virtual mailing box or PO box if you don't have that already. If you have a business address, it makes sense, just use that. So next you're going to click continue and move on to the next step. So on this next step, you're going to select an account for payouts. So when you collect these payments through Stripe from your customers, they then put them into your bank account. So you basically have to connect your bank to Stripe. You can do this in a couple different ways. First, you can click down here where it says enter bank details manually instead, and you can just copy and paste your account number and routing number and then confirm it by clicking the button. That is definitely one way to do it. You can also search for your bank here or select some of the more common ones and then just connect your bank via Plaid. So this is probably the most easy option to do. So I'm going to select one of my banks that I use, and once I do that, it will come up like this, a little Stripe pop up, and then I can click continue and it will take me over to my bank where I have to enter my details. So once you're on your bank's website page, you will enter your email and your password and log into your bank. Then it takes you to the next step. So we will do that now. Once you've clicked login, it will take you to probably an authenticator page. So most banks are going to send you some sort of code to make sure that it is you that's doing this. So you enter your code, then click confirm, especially on my bank. And then on the next page, they are going to share what data Stripe Stripe is getting. So Stripe basically will have access to basic account information and transactions, and they're requesting the information for 12 months. So that's how long they do that. And then they have to renew the consent, or you can withdraw it. So it's up to you. And Novo doesn't share anything else with Stripe, so your bank probably doesn't as well. But you read through this and make sure you're comfortable, then click continue. So this is what connects the accounts together. So then Stripe will pull the information from your bank so you can see your account here. And then if you are happy with that, you click the button at the bottom and that will connect the bank accounts. You do have the option to save this account with link, and you can connect the account to your email address so you can do this a lot faster in the future. It is an option. So if you want to do that, you would just enter the code that they sent you. So they did send a code. Everything is always having codes. So fun. And then your account is created with link, and that is saved so that you can just do this process faster in the future. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it is an option. Then again, you click the button to continue. So now your account is linked, and you'll see it up here. It will say linked on the side, and then it will have your account details over on this side. So that's good that you have it linked already. So now you get to select your payout schedule. The cool thing about Stripe is that you can get paid out every single day. So you have the option automatic payouts every single day, week, or month. So you can select the preferred payout day in your bank account when you choose this. So if you want to get paid out daily, you can. If you want to get paid out weekly, you can. You can select which day of the week that you want from the drop down, or you can get paid monthly. So you do have the option to select monthly, then you can pick which day of the month you want to get paid out. Or again, if you want to get paid every single day, if you're getting sales every single day, you can get paid out every single day to your bank account. You also have the option to select manual. So you can decide to let payments come into your Stripe account and sit in your Stripe account for a while, and then you decide manually when you want to cash it out. I honestly wouldn't do that. Why keep money in Stripe if you don't have to? You can always just move the money to your bank account. And if you have a bank account where you earn interest, that's a much better option. So I would select either day, weekly, or monthly to get paid out. I'm going to go ahead with day and click continue to go to the next step. So in this next step, you do have to set up a security measure. So Stripe does require two-step authentication to keep your account secure. So you either have to use an authenticator app, a security key, or a pass key. You can select any of these. I'm just actually going to do SMS for now to show you how it works and get started. So I'm going to say I still want to use this. So you enter your mobile phone number, and then you can click confirm phone number, and it will send you a code. So basically all you have to do here is enter the code that was sent. And this works kind of similar to all the other methods. You enter the code that you were given either on the authenticator app or via text in this method. So we're going to go ahead and enter that now, and then it will confirm automatically, and then it moves on. So they do give you a backup code that you're going to want to click download so that you have that save. You do want to make sure you have the backup code saved, and once you do, you click I have saved my backup code and then click done. So if you did SMS as well and you're getting a code to your phone number, they are going to recommend that you add another method. So you can always click add more and go back and do that later, or you can go ahead and click continue and move on to the next step. So next, they are going to give you some options for extras that you can do or skip for now and continue and add later. The first is to automate tax collection on your sales. This is something that is helpful if you are not sure how taxes work, and they can basically provide this for you. So they are going to collect sales tax instead of you trying to figure out individually. And based on the business information that you gave them earlier in this process, they are going to select the one that makes sense for you. So because I'm selling digital products and a content creator, they have selected this one because it is all about digital services and digital goods. So this makes the most sense for my business. So if you want to do this, they actually monitor your tax registration threshold for free. I recommend you do this because basically you aren't going to owe taxes in certain places until you hit a threshold of sales. But if you're not super on top of that, you might miss it, and Stripe can let you know when you've hit it and when you do actually start owing taxes in those places. So fees do apply after you add a tax registration and taxes calculated on your transactions. There's a lot to know about taxes, but to get started, you can click continue and include that, or you could skip it and move on to the next one. The next additional option is to show customers your climate commitment. So they have something called Stripe Climate, and you can add a fraction of your revenue from payments to fund carbon renewal. So this is an option if you really really care about the environment and you are committed to helping fund carbon removal from the environment, so you can select 0.5, 1%, or 1.5% of your fees to kind of give to them to help with this, or you can say no thanks. So I'm gonna go ahead and click no thanks and move on to the finishing section. So the final step with your Stripe setup is to review everything that you've already given them. So you want to review your business details, your public details that customers will actually see, and then your management and ownership information. And then finally, you will look at the payout details, then make sure that two-step authentication is enabled. Then you can renew those extra options that you had. You can look at the climate commitment or the tax calculation, and you can change those yes or no right here. And then when you're ready, when everything looks good, you click agree and submit. So you're agreeing to all of their terms and services when you do this. So that's it. As you can see here, we have a Stripe account. So we have everything we need. We can start collecting payments. We can create links to checkout pages, manually charge customers, invoice customers. We have everything we need here. That is how you create a Stripe account and get started quickly. I hope this video was helpful, and definitely check out other videos on Stripe that we have.